Yehovah, Nilcham, Lanu. Yehovah fights for us. Yehovah Elohei, Nilcham, Lanu. Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Please fill me and lead me and cover me and stir me and speak through me with your Ruach HaKodesh, that I may speak your written words with boldness and humility to those who listen. I ask all these things in Yeshua HaMashiach's name. Amen. We'll start with the Shema. Listen and obey. Children of Yehovah, pay careful attention and respond. Yehovah is our power and authority. Yehovah works in unity with himself. And you shall act upon your love to Yehovah with your power and authority, with your thoughts and mind, with your entire body, and with all the muchness that you have. Yeh-ho-VAH. Hand, behold, nail, behold. 2 Chronicles chapter 20. Sometime later, the people of Moab and the people of Ammon, with other Ammonim, came up to fight Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat was told, a huge army from beyond the Dead Sea, from Aram, is on its way to fight you. Right now they are in Hatzatzon Tamar, that is En-Gedi. Jehoshaphat was frightened, so he determined to Elof seek Yehovah. He proclaimed a fast throughout all Yehudah, and Yehudah assembled to seek help from Elof Yehovah. They came from all the cities of Yehudah to seek Yehovah. Standing in front of the new courtyard in the house of Yehovah, among those assembled from Yehudah and Jerusalem, he said, Yehovah, God of our ancestors, you alone are God in heaven. You rule all kingdoms of the nations. In your hand are power and strength, so that no one can withstand you. You, our God, drove out Elof, those living in the land, ahead of your people Israel, and gave it forever to the descendants of Abraham, your friend. They lived in it, built you a sanctuary in it for your name, and said, if calamity strikes us, such as war, judgment, disease, or famine, we will stand before this house, that is, before you, since your name is in this house, and cry to you in our distress, and you'll hear us and rescue us. So now, see, the people of Ammon, Moab, and Mount Seir, whom you would not let Israel invade when they came out of the land of Egypt, so that they turned away from them and did not destroy them, are now repaying us evil. They have come to throw us out of your possession, which you gave us an inheritance, our God. Won't you execute judgment against them? For we haven't strength enough to defeat this huge horde coming against us. We don't know what to do, but our eyes are on you. All Yehudah stood before Yehovah with their little ones, their wives, and their children. Then, in the middle of the assembly, the Spirit of Yehovah came upon Yechziel, the son of Zechariah, the son of Benaiah, the son of Yael, the son of Mattaniah, the Levi. From the descendants of Asaph, he said, listen, all Yehudah, you who live in Jerusalem, and King Jehoshaphat, here is what Yehovah is saying to you. Don't be afraid or distressed by this great horde, for the battle is not yours, but God's. Tomorrow, go down against them. They will be coming up by the ascent of Zizitz, and you will find them at the end of the valley, before the Uriel desert. You won't even need to fight this battle. Just take your positions, Yehudah and Jerusalem. Stand still and watch how Yehovah will Elof deliver you. Don't be afraid or distressed. Tomorrow go out against them, for Yehovah is with you. Jehoshaphat bowed his head with his face to the ground, while all Yehudah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem fell down before Yehovah, worshiping Yehovah. And the Leviim from the descendants of Kati and the descendants of Korchi came up to praise Yehovah, the God of Israel, at the top of their voices. The next morning they rose early and went out into the Tekoa desert. As they left, Jehoshaphat stood and said, listen to me, Yehudah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. Trust in Yehovah your God, and you will be safe. Trust in his prophets, and you will succeed." After consulting with the people, he appointed those who would sing to Yehovah and praise the splendor of his holiness as they went out ahead of the army, saying, "Give thanks to Yehovah, for his grace continues forever." Then during that time, when they were singing and praising, Yehovah brought a surprise attack against the people of Ammon, Moab, and Mount Seir, who had come to fight Yehudah, and they were defeated. What happened was that the people of Ammon and Moab began attacking those people who lived in Mount Seir to kill and destroy them completely. When they had finished off the people from Seir, they set to work slaughtering one another. So when Yehudah reached the watchtower looking over the desert, they looked toward the horde, and there in front of them were corpses fallen to the ground. None had escaped. Jehoshaphat and his army came to the Elah-Tov spoil from them, and found among them personal property in abundance and corpses with precious jewels, which they had stripped off for themselves until they couldn't carry any more. They took 3 days just to collect Elah-Tov the spoil. There was so much. On the 4th day, they assembled in the valley of Barakah, blessing, where they blessed Elah-Tov Yehovah. Hence they had Elah-Tov place. Hence that Elah-Tov place is called the valley of Barakah to this day. Then they returned everyone from Yehudah and Jerusalem, with Jehoshaphat leading them joyfully back to Jerusalem. For Yehovah had caused them to rejoice over their enemies. They came to Jerusalem with lyres, lutes, and trumpets, and went to the house of Yehovah. A panic from God was on the kingdoms of the countries when they had heard that Yehovah had fought against the enemies of Israel. So Jehoshaphat's rule was a quiet one, because his God gave him rest all around. Jehoshaphat ruled over Yehudah. He was 35 years old when he began his reign, and he ruled 25 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Azuvah, the daughter of Shilki. He lived in the manner of Asa, his father, and did not turn away from it, doing what was right from Yehovah's perspective. Although the high places were not taken away and the people had not set their hearts toward the God of their ancestors, other activities of Jehoshaphat from beginning to end are written in the records of Jehu, the son of Hanani, which have been inserted in the annals of the kings of Israel. It was after this that Jehoshaphat joined up with Ahaziah, king of Israel, who was acting very wickedly. He joined together with him to build large ships capable of going to Tarshish. They made the ships of Etzion-Geber. Then Eliezer, the son of Dodavihu from Mirashah, prophesied against Jehoshaphat, "Because you joined yourself with Ahaziah, Yehovah is Elah-Tov wrecking your project." And the ships were wrecked, so that they couldn't go to Tarshish. How can we learn to love our Creator after reading this fascinating 20th chapter of 2 Chronicles? We can love Yehovah by seeking Him first in crisis, rather than relying on strength. Love Yehovah by worshiping Him before victory comes. Love Yehovah by trusting that His presence is greater than any army. How can we love our neighbors as we love ourselves and as Yeshua loves us? By encouraging others to turn their eyes towards Yehovah when fear overwhelms them. How can we bear one another's burdens? By standing together in worship and intercession, believing Yehovah fights for His people. What are the top 3 fruits of the Spirit found? 1. Faith. Jehoshaphat prayed and trusted Yehovah's promise of deliverance. 2. Joy. The people sang and praised Yehovah even before the battle. 3. Peace. Shalom. Yehovah set ambushes against their enemies, and Judah found rest. What is the Hebrew word that encapsulates this chapter? Tehillah. Praise. Song of triumph. Verse 21. Give thanks to Yehovah, for His mercy endures forever. How can we find Yeshua in the scriptures? Yeshua stands as our defender, fighting unseen battles on our behalf. The Levites' worship anticipates the victory songs of Revelation. The Valley of Blessing foreshadows the eternal joy of Messiah's kingdom. What is the mitzvah response, Torah-Based? Mitzvah, Exodus 14, verse 14. Yehovah will fight for you. You need only to be still. A response might look like this: I will worship instead of worrying, trusting that Yehovah defends me. Hebrew declaration. Yehovah Nilcham ba'adi va'ani omed bi imunah. Yehovah fights for me. Yehovah fights for me. I will stand firm in faith. We'll end with the Aaronic blessing using the name. Yehovah will kneel before you presenting gifts, and he will guard you with a hedge of protection. Yehovah will illuminate the wholeness of his being toward your bringing order, and he'll provide you with love, sustenance, and friendship. Yehovah will lift up the wholeness of his being and look upon you and set in place all you need to be whole and complete. Shalom, shalom.